obviously, you know, a big push is always what it says on the scale and how I fit in my clothes and energy level. But I think I realized that this time I needed to be empowered with actual knowledge of how nutrition works in my 54-year-old body and how I can best not just reach a number on the scale, but how I can preserve or improve this vehicle that is my body moving forward into these next decades of my life, and hopefully live that time healthily and energetically and with nothing holding me back.
Hi there, my name is Danny Phillips.
I'm Ian Coyer.
I'm Scott LeBlanc.
And this is TTG Radio. The three of us are business partners at a sports performance gym in Northwest Louisiana. And together we are bridging the gap between the worlds of nutrition, personal training, and physical therapy. Now, if you know us, you might call us a perfect storm. We bring a whole lot of energy to the table that's mixed in with a dash of nerdiness,
Rib position of the bottom ribs and the bucket handle ribs, which I wish I could grab my little skeleton guy and bring him over here.
a pinch of science,
I thought the cartilage
Like the
pulled away.
costochondral cartilage.
Wow.
and a big old spoonful of straight up goofy.
I wouldn't say a lifesaver.
Not a
You're
lifesaver.
right.
He's
I
been
was
a-
your first lifesaver.
That's
The
fair.
bottom line is this. We're here to share where science meets practical application, aka reality.
Life is hard, but there is a way to live it pain-free and enjoy your health while also having a gourmet cup of coffee or a glass of wine. We're sharing what we've learned along the way with our own trial and error and how we're making progress with ourselves and clients in real time. Are you ready for this ride?
Let's go! Welcome to
Welcome
Welcome.
to TTG Radio.
Welcome back to the show, friends. Danny here. This is episode 65, one of the last couple episodes of the year 2023. And so many exciting things happening. A huge thank you to everyone who has participated in our beta test for our nutrition course this year. This has been a huge focus the last 6 months. If you've been listening here, you know this. So we've shared a couple testimonies so far. We've got a couple more to go, but we are relaunching our first ever online nutrition course in January of 2024. So if you are at all interested in changing things up with your nutrition journey, you want some coaching, and you want to do it on your own terms, it's self-paced, it's online, you have access to this content forever, then you need to make sure you get on our email list wait list. So the link will be below in the description, or you can head to our website, www.ttgnwla.com/nutrition-coaching. You can also follow us on social media. Instagram is where we've been pushing out most of our information about this course and what's going to be in it. So I'm either at Danny Phillips or we are at TTG Sports Performance. So very pumped about that. The course will officially be available from January 9th through January 18th. So you got about a 10-day window to learn about it and ask all the questions and go ahead and get your purchase in. So it will only be open for a limited period of time. So make sure that you listen up. This is a testimony from one of our nutrition and training clients, Shan Ponthie. So Shan, thank you so much for taking the time to share your thoughts and your experience. We love you and your husband training here, and it has been an absolute honor to train you in nutrition coaching and help see you gain progress and learn along the way and apply these principles to your life. And I'm so pleased that you have shifted things in your lifestyle and you haven't felt like this was a diet. I want this to be a long-term sustainable part of your life that you really enjoy, and I feel like that's what's happened. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us and everybody listening today. And without further ado, here is Shan Ponthie's story. All right, Shan, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm really good. It's my birthday, actually.
Oh my gosh, I wish I would have known that.
I didn't really share it. But
Dang
it's actually
it.
been a really lovely morning.
Well, good. You
Yeah.
deserve that.
Thank you.
I woke up and I went out to the living room and Drew had a fireplace on for me.
Aww.
I was like, yes.
That's a great start to your day.
It was really nice. So I got my puppy snuggles and I had my fireplace and I had my caffeinated beverage and it was really nice.
So you're good. You're on track for an excellent day.
I am. And then my first client no-showed. And so I had plenty of time to compile myself.
Nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
So it's been good.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are here today to talk about nutrition.
All right, let's do it.
Which is perfect because you started off by handing me some nutrition. So you've been a training and nutrition client with us for a couple months now.
Yes.
It kind of feels like forever, but it's only been a couple months.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that you feel that way.
I think it's a good thing. I wish you'd been here for longer because we love you guys. So, but this is really cute. And I love that I see snacks in here that I've recommended.
Yes.
And so I know that you're taking it seriously.
Absolutely.
Not that I doubted that before.
Absolutely.
But I would love to know, what is it that brought you to us in terms of you wanted to focus on nutrition? What was it that goal-wise you wanted to take action on?
That is a great question because I would say for the first time, it probably looked a little different than it had in past years. I am aging. I'm now 54. And so my goals are different than what they were even 5 years ago. Obviously, a big push is always what it says on the scale and how I fit in my clothes and energy level. But I think I realized that this time I needed to be empowered with actual knowledge of how nutrition works in my 54-year-old body and how I can best not just reach a number on the scale, but how I can preserve or improve this vehicle that is my body moving forward into these next decades of my life, and hopefully live that time healthily and energetically and with nothing holding me back.
Yeah, I love it. And you hit these keywords and phrases, the energy levels and wanting to look long-term. We're all about that long-term sustainability. And so I feel like you did come in with that mindset of yes, I want to do things now, but it's also for forever. Not that you'll necessarily be with us forever, but what can you learn now to implement long-term?
Absolutely.
So I love that. And you're doing the training and the nutrition, but let's talk a little bit about, you've kind of done a combination of in-person nutrition, and then you also decided to join our beta testing group for the nutrition course. So I want to get your thoughts on, the positives of both, what you've learned and what you really have enjoyed about having both options available to you.
Another good question. I think that I would say that the nutrition class online it's actually a really fantastic option because I know most people's schedules are probably not necessarily going to be friendly towards meeting in person with the nutrition coach and getting the information that you need to improve to better your body. And so I think it's a wonderful, and I can say probably uniquely, having sat here in person with you and also listened to you online and done the worksheets, that it's a very comparable experience, and that you are pretty much the same sitting in the chair in front of me as you are in my ear.
That's cool to hear.
When I'm away. So I think it's a fantastic option, and I think that it's it could be such a blessing to anyone who wants to sign up and do it.
Awesome. I love to hear that. It's always, I've done this for a long time, I guess, 7 or 8 years now. And it was a big challenge to go, okay, I'm used to just being able to answer any questions that come my way. How do I take the worksheets and take the lessons and put them into a video format that assumingly will answer all of the questions that usually I just handle in person and then forget about those questions the second somebody walks out the door.
Right.
Was there anything that you found challenging with using an online nutrition approach?
I think for me personally, the challenging thing would just be the discipline of making yourself not necessarily sit down, because you can be doing other things in your home, obviously, or in your car driving or whatever. So that is like a blessing and a curse at the same time, right? Because
Forces you to plan.
it forces you to plan, and
Yeah.
it forces you to be accountable to yourself. I mean, you've spent the money, so obviously but it becomes, in person, when you show up, that would be the only downside for some people, I would think. You just have to have the discipline, which hopefully you do if you're making that commitment to yourself,
Right.
and you're making, then you would have the discipline to schedule that time and plan it and commit to it.
Yeah. Perfect. What is something that you did not expect to learn from the course?
Gosh, a lot, honestly. And that's kind of saying something, just because, I mean, I consider myself somewhat educated about nutrition and what things, what different macros do in your body, but I really was not. And so it's been very enlightening to me to learn things. And also, it's helped me try to kind of rewire my brain and rewire the way that I view calories. And I think that that's probably the most important thing, is if you can change the way that you think and look at calories and nutrition, that's going to set you up long term. It's not a quick fix, but it is hopefully a long term sustainable.
Yes. I'm like grinning ear to ear, because that's one of the big things that I feel like we talked about the first, probably every week for a month, was you were so focused on the calories, and we had to move past them.
I was.
Do you feel like you've moved past it?
I do. I mean,
Yay.
there's always room for improvement,
Of course.
certainly. And you can't undo, a lifetime practically of hardwired thinking in a short amount of time, but you can undo it.
Yes,
you can. You just have to be open, and you have to be committed to it. And I think you have to kind of give yourself a little bit of time to see the results of that, and to be encouraged by that. And then that motivates you to keep discovering, and to keep learning, because you're like, okay, well, wait, she said this, I did this happened, which was great. So she knows what she's talking about. I need to keep on this path.
Winning.
Yes.
Can you give us a specific example of something like that happened? I know, putting you on the spot.
I guess the first thing that hops to mind is what we talked about, like with the calories, and then just how important protein is. And, I think in some ways that's sort of becoming like a buzzword. And I kind of wish that it weren't, only because I'm not sure that people really understand, not that I do 100%, but I don't think people understand why it's so important. And so I think being more focused in terms of, I need to get this many grams of protein every day in my diet, and I need to be aware of where I'm eating, what I'm eating, and how I'm going to do that, versus, oh my gosh, I have 1,400 calories today, and so, I'm going to basically starve myself so that I can have 1,000 calories at dinner tonight. That's two very different ways of approaching
and even
your
just
day.
The way that you explained both of them, one was calculated and calm, and one was very frantic.
Well, sure. And one is a negative thing in terms of, I only have this much, or gosh, and then the other is like a positive, okay, I need to attain this level of energy, nutrition to fuel my body today. So what is the best way that I can do that?
Yeah. And that's what I want. That's what I want for everybody who walks in here, is how can we add in more of the right things and focus less on what previously has been, hey, we got to cut this out.
Right. What you're depriving yourself of versus what you can have, what you should be having, actually.
Yes.
So
I love it. And circling back to time, you mentioned time. What is the length of time that we've been focused on your nutrition together? And was that a different length of time than maybe you expected initially? Were you expecting some really quick results? And like,
I'm trying to give people a realistic expectation when they're listening
No,
to this. Like, what is that expectation of time that it takes?
I think that's important going in, because, and I say this from personal experience, sometimes you just are so frustrated with yourself and you're so down on yourself about what you perceive as your failures or your shortcomings with taking care of yourself, and your clothes don't fit. And so it's really hard to not lean into, or just to want that, okay, I'm just going to do this fast for 4 days, or this really quick, I got to see something immediately to make me feel better. But the problem with that is that it just sets you up for more disappointment and more failure, because it's just simply not sustainable. And so if you're willing to do this, you need to settle in, and you need to understand that it's not a quick fix. Maybe quicker for some people than others. Sure. I can't speak to that. I can only speak to my own personal journey, but you need to be patient with yourself, and you need to understand that, it's not a quick fix. Having said that, though, you need to really focus in on the small victories and the small wins, because those do happen pretty quickly.
And they do add up.
And they do. And they add up faster than you think they will. So I guess that's what I would say, is just that, be prepared to settle in and be patient with yourself, and try to look at the long-term goal rather than gosh, I really want to fit in these jeans in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
what's the time frame now that we've been working together on nutrition, and what are some of the results that you've seen now that you've settled in? 3-4 months?
Yes. So I would say, what have I seen? I mean, I've definitely lost weight, within a couple of pounds of my goal weight. And having said that, I really don't feel like I've been super deprived. I mean, I've tried to be mindful. Mm-hmm. And let's see, what were you asking me about the time? But I noticed results in how I felt pretty quickly, because when you combine the protein with the strength training, you do develop some muscle tone. At least I felt like I did relatively quickly. Now, is it something anybody else is going to really notice looking at me immediately? No, but I noticed. Mm-hmm. And then just your energy level and your just feeling better in general. I think your body responds quickly when you start modifying what you're putting into it. Like within, a week of eating better, you notice a difference in how you feel. And so those small wins motivate you to keep going until you actually really do start to see some big wins. And then you put on those jeans and wow, guess what?
You look fabulous.
They fit.
Oh, they
so,
you feel great.
So yes, that is a good thing.
Going back to some old wardrobe stuff.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Now, there's nothing like having a closet full of clothes that you love, and, you can't put them on because you feel like you look like they're sausage casing on you. And so
can't have that.
No, it's lovely when you can put them back on again. You feel very validated and like what you're doing is the right thing. So.
Love it. Okay. So in conclusion, would you say that what you're doing is something you'll continue to do? And would you recommend it?
I 100% would recommend it. And yes, there's so much more. Like the little bit that I have learned has opened my eyes to how much there is out there to learn. And I want to be informed going forward, like I said, not just for fitting in my jeans, but for taking care of my body, which is the vehicle that is going to get me to my golden years. And so, yes, I love it. I love learning, and I love learning about something that is going to so obviously benefit me on so many levels. So, and I would recommend it 100%.
Perfect. Well, I couldn't ask for a better student. So thank you for being with me, and I'm ready to go hit some weights.
All right.
Yeah. When I say we, I mean you.
Yeah, I knew. I figured.
Awesome. And there you have it, folks. Thank you again to Shan for sharing your experience and your testimony and all of the things that you have learned and that you're excited about continuing with going forward. It is just a pleasure to sit here and re-listen to this. I'm just grinning ear to ear because this is all you could want as a nutrition coach, as a trainer. You want to hear that your clients are bettering their lives and they're feeling better. Like, we just want to hear you walk in the door and say, I feel so good. Like, I'm loving my life. I'm living it the way that I want to. Like, that is everything. That is everything. And I'm going to bring myself to tears, so I'm going to cut it off there. But if y'all are interested in this course, again, make sure you join the wait list. Sign up for our email list at our website, or you can direct message us on Instagram. The word waitlist will send you the link to sign up. You can share it in the comments, and we'll get y'all started. So yes, January 2024, our online nutrition course that's called Field Guide to Fat Loss will be available to purchase. So get pumped. First time this is ever being launched to the public. I'm so excited, and we will see you there. Bye for now.